Hi, welcome back to my channel. I am Laura with Laura's Aura. If this is your first time here, you are more than welcome to stay, especially if you enjoy the vibe. So get comfy, grab a snack. I don't really have a snack, but I did stir myself up some strawberry milk, so that's what I'll be sipping on. Cheers. So today we have a funky reading. Excuse the frog in my throat. I'm recovering from something, so I will be having a wonky voice today. We will be having a pick-a-deck, and the topic is how do you creep them out? How do you freak them out? I mostly think of like intuitively, because, and I mean like intuitively, I mean like you creep them out intuitively, because it's very hard to, it's intangible, you know. Intuition and downloads and things like that are not really tangible, and even when they are, they look really different for everybody. So everybody receives downloads differently, and if you're on my YouTube channel, more than likely you are very intuitive, or are beginning to, you know, discover that for yourself. And yeah, what else do I want to say? I don't know, we're in spooky season, and I guess it's just appropriate to pick a spooky, creepy topic. So how do you freak them out? And by them, this could be anybody on your mind. This could be like a coworker, an environment, or a sibling, any family member, an ex, something, whatever, whoever. Because like I said, it could also be an environment, your dog. Sometimes our dogs are scared of us sometimes, and it's like, or just animals in general. But yeah, we're gonna pick from 3 decks. You're gonna pick from 3 decks, and we're just gonna get right into it. So deck number 1 is the Luna Soul deck. Very cute. Excuse me. I do have green lights on, so the colors are a bit off. But here we have the Happy Tarot, super duper cute. And yes, I am only showing the back of the deck, but there's that. And in honor of a celebration of excuse me, an actor who played a great character. Excuse me. Matthew Perry passed yesterday. So here we have the Friends deck. Excuse me. Okay. So take a deep breath in with me. Pick your deck. I'm just feeling a little under the weather, so I'm moving a little slower. Feel free to put this on like 2 times speed to get through this faster. I'm a fast listener, so I mean, if I know the way the person speaks and stuff like that, I can listen to a video pretty quickly. But yeah, so pile number 1, or deck number 1. Oh shit, I was about to ask, what is what is the first impression that you give off? Can you clarify 2 of discs, please? Wow. Can you clarify 8 of Wands? Thank you. May you clarify 3 of Cups. Oh. May you clarify 5 of Wands. Thank you. Oh, good. That's what I thought. Okay. Okay. So there is very fast-paced mental movement, if that makes sense, in this energy. So you may have prominent Virgo placements or Gemini, or you may have a lot of that in your chart. But a way that you freak people out right off the bat is that you can quickly pack up and leave. I'm getting just generally social situations, because I mean, yeah, to leave something or a place, it would need to be social, but I'm getting that you don't enjoy the drama, even though you may tolerate it. And you are very optimistic about all of your ideas, and you don't have too much, or it may seem to people that you don't have too many worries, that you're not a worrisome person. It's creepy to people, it freaks them out that you follow your feeling and you follow your heart, and furthermore, I'm hearing like escaping into the night. I'm hearing that you have no problem leaving a party without saying goodbye, that you have no problem leaving a party early. People are also creeped out. They freak out about your quickness to be generous. People freak out with how quick you reveal your secrets, your what you did to achieve a certain goal. And people freak out very much about that because it's wholeheartedly that you give this whatever it is that you are generous with, whether it be your energy, your time, your finances, your presence. People freak out because they may see that in any friend group or any dynamic, whether or not you aspire to be a leader in that group, you just end up being it. And I'm getting that it's mostly due to experience. It's not necessarily because you've, crowned yourself a certain extraordinary someone. But you may definitely have battle scars. You may be a vet, um, some kind of what's the word, armed, I guess officer, or some type of protector, a fighter. You may be into MMA as well, or some type of battle sport. Wow, people are freaked out and almost don't enjoy how quickly you forgive. So we have the Five of Wands with the Two of Swords under, and you can see how there's like, he's kind of like, he's not participating, he's watching kind of. But on this sword, one of them has a yin yang symbol, sign, and and the Libra scales on the other. So people are kind of weirded out. They freak out about how forgiving you are. And I'm getting that this may obviously not be the people who you are forgiving, or it may be, especially when people are so used to receiving behavior from others that is like wishy-washy. So if they say they're forgiven but they still hold that thing over their head, what else was I gonna say? Yeah, people freak out almost at like how you forget the wrongs that people have done to you, because it's like, well, what good is there to be holding on to the things that they've done like, why do I need to mentally keep that filed? I mean, of course we need to keep note of people that do us wrong, and we need to keep a distance. But once we know that, let's just throw away the mental files of why they're so bad, and let's, thank you, Spirit, and let's just enforce the boundary that should be, instead of mentally carrying that weight of, oh, they're bad, or they can harm me, so let me stay away. It's like, well, no, just enforce the boundary and kind of forget about why, and trust yourself in the future, if or when they come back to, again, leech off your energy or whatever the case was. You're like, no, thank you. Yeah, Five of Discs. So you got the Five of Wands and the Five of Discs. And, typically the Five of Pentacles depicts two people out in the cold. It's very snowy outside of a church, and the pentacles are in the church window in the stained glass. But this person here is carrying them himself. And so, yeah, like I said, you carry only what you need, and instead of allowing yourself to have dead weight, in a sense, you you take what's left and you keep moving, you know. You basically, you know, what is it? Cut your losses or something? Is that the, I don't know. And you know, that sigh, I was just looking at it. I was just sighing as I was looking at these daffodils with these bees at the bottom of the swords. So what I'm getting from this image is that you bring relief to people because they are forgiven. Oh, right, that's what I was gonna say. So some people may freak out that they will be forgiven and then, you know, have their action held against them again later. Outside of enforcing a boundary, of course, because just because we forgive someone doesn't mean that they need to stay near us. But also, I think that maybe other people in your family may sometimes be fearful for your emotional safety due to your ability to forgive. But I think that what they don't really understand is that you take your 5 pentacles and you keep it moving. And so that's what allows you to keep forgiving, because there is forgiveness, but there is no really going back, right? But again, your generosity is just so big, and it's so fast, and it's so matter of fact that people are like, what the fuck? Like, how? Like I'd never give that shit that fast. Like, are you kidding? That's what they're thinking, you know? Is there any more as to how pile number 1 creeps out these people around them, or people that they encounter? How are they creeping them out? The Lovers, the King of Swords, the 8 of Discs, then the 10 of Swords. I just heard something funny in my head. Yeah, that... Okay. Oh, good. Okay. So you, the funny thing that I heard in my head was the term Sky Daddy with this card. This is the Knight, or I'm sorry, the King of Swords. And I called him, or the term Sky Daddy came because he's sitting in a cloud. And this Lover's card, there's beams from the man to the woman, and then from the woman up here to the angel. And so I was just like, what I heard in my head essentially was that people are so creeped out by how devoted you are to God, or to spirit, to your path, to you, to your inner, whoever is your angel, whoever you consider to be your guardian, your savior, your you know, your creator, your source. People are kind of freaked out at how focused you are on that, on them, on your spirit team. People are also freaked out that you do take time to rest. I think it mostly freaks people out, and this might be the people that want you to succeed. They may be in a mindset of the harder you grind, the more you earn, which, yes, I've seen it happen before, but also in the long run, it can be very detrimental, and the machine just stops machining. Like, you know? So I feel like people are kind of creeped out about, wow, like, you do take time to rejuvenate. You put the swords down to let them rest, and you are sad. Like, you let your guard down sometimes, and you let yourself be peaceful. You don't allow worries to be, swirling in your head. And the Ten of Swords is also here. Like, I'm showing both Four of Swords and the Ten of Swords. So you see his face is happy in the Four of Swords, and it's pretty calm in the Ten of Swords. And matter of fact, there are flowers growing from these swords. So again, like, I feel like even with yourself, you allow yourself to forgive yourself for mistakes, and maybe not even mistakes, but for you forgive yourself because you may feel guilty for giving yourself the time to explore who you are, what you want, or you may even be self-forgiving because of the relationships that you feel like you may have put yourself into, if that makes sense. Sometimes looking back, like, the Ten of Swords is the end, right? The 10 is the max we can go in the minor arcana, and in the suits rather. And so I think that at the end of all your suffering or your trial and error, you are graceful with yourself, and not only do you, how do I say, heal yourself through, like, in the interior, but the things that were also once harming you may also shift and be something beautiful. Makes sense? Like, the people or the situations that you forgive, your forgiveness allows them to bloom into something to where it was not a harmful loss. It may be a tough lesson, but nonetheless, flowers grow from those swords that once went through you. The Page of Cups and the Knight of Discs. Whoa. Might cut that shit out because that was very violent. The Page of Cups and the Knight of Discs. They did come out this way, so they are not facing each other, but the ox or bull, ox, he looks like an ox, I'm not sure, he is facing to where the Page of Cups is, and the Knight of Discs is holding that map behind him, and he has a ball of fire, even though it's the earth, it's an earth element, being that it's a coins suit. But again, I feel like the Knight of Earth, the Knight of Discs, of Coins, you are holding in your hand the fire of your soul, following your heart, following your dreams. These may also be dreams that you have set down, maybe, whether that be like a childhood dream that you had. Like when they ask us, well, what do you want to be when you grow up? Well, I want to be an astronaut, I want to be a doctor, whatever, I want to be an artist or a painter or this or that, a musician, actress, blah blah, whatever, what have you. I feel like you're allowing yourself to work again towards those dreams. And I feel like you've also worked on them for a long time, because all these are intricate pieces. They have intricate patterns, and they're all different sizes, and I think you've been patient and resilient, but you're ready to be at your 9 and 10 of discs, right? And it's coming. And I think that people get freaked out by, again, that you seem to just have this perseverance, and you also may be a loner, because the only and don't take this in a bad way, like, you know, because the Three of Cups and the Lover's card is the only one, are the only cards rather, that have more than one face. But like, all of the cards that are about you are kind of solo cards, if that makes sense. And yes, we do have a lot of court cards here too. We have the Page, the Knight, the King again, and the who else? The Knight. So, well, yeah, we are talking about people who are creeped out by you, or your tendencies, or your whatever, your behavior. People are also creeped out at the fact that they can't distract you, or how do I say, like, you choose, or you schedule your chaos, you schedule your fun. People may be creeped out that they can't lure you with a good time like they could someone else. People might be, yeah, creeped out that they can't tie you up with the typical desires of the world. The what is it, the 7 deadly sins? I don't know. It's just something I heard in my head right now. But yeah, you just creep people out because you seem to be very focused on you and your legacy, whatever that may be. And yes, you have people that you love, but it is a tight circle, it feels like, and it doesn't seem like very many people get your full attention. Like I said, you may be a popular loner, someone whose attention is wanted, desired by many, but you need like alone time, or you're just so focused on what you're trying to create for yourself and for your future that it just seems like you have no time for anybody. And people freak out by that because, again, like, family members might be worried that you might be depressed. And let me tell you that if you partake in recreational activities, your parents, specifically a father figure, may be worried that you could trigger warning OD. And I hope you don't, really. If you are consuming any kinds of, whether prescribed or not, drugs, and legal or not, like, just be careful, be vigilant, and be sure that that's what you want to be doing. Don't let yourself be swayed or pushed into, even if it's a boyfriend, because the times I've seen women have their lives turned around real drastically in a negative way over a male has been too many times. But I mean, never mind. Let me just stop there. The star. People are creeped out by how, again, like, she's looking up at the star and I can't see, but she has a speck on her third eye right between her brows. And it just feels like she's talking to God, you know, like she's just channeling. Dang, I might get censored because that was, you know, that showed like a little bit right there, but whatever. So I think that's all I have for you, pile number 1. Let me get into pile number 2 so we can get not interrupted, because I think my children are coming home soon. So anyway, pile number 2. You are choosing the Happy Tarot. Feel free to take a big deep breath with me. Excuse me. I'm trying to be discreet because, wow, some people in my life don't enjoy that I do this, but anyway. Pile number 2, deck number 2. Who are they and why do they creep the people around them out? Why are they so freaky? Okay. Whoa. Why is pile number 2 so creepy? Whoa, 444. We have the 4 of Pentacles, the 4 of Wands, and the 4 of Swords. Okay. Woo! Okay, so I'm getting a message that you may be very stingy with your energy, specifically romantically. Yes. Strength and Hierophant together. You may have heavy Taurus placements, heavy Leo placements. 2 of Swords. Spirit, where do the cards go? All right. Okay. Can we clarify the 4 of Pentacles, please? Can we clarify the 4 of Pentacles, please? How is my pile number 2 creepy? Oh. Excuse me. May I clarify? 4 of Wands. Thank you. Oh, thank you. May I clarify 2 of Swords, please? Oh. Oh. Or Hierophant, rather. Oh, thank you. Oh. Oh my gosh. Strength card. Clarify Strength card, please. Thank you. Oh. Okay. Okay, first of all, you're creepy as fuck because you're always fun. Yeah, you're creepy because why do you always have something nice to say? What the fuck? What? Yeah. People are like, how are you here? But you can, where did I see it? Yeah. Like, how do you go from 10 of Swords to the 5 of Swords, like walking away, to the Ace of Cups? Look, the Judgment card, the King of Pentacles, the Death card, and the Magician. You, okay, I'm taking all of these because this was a whole ass story right there. Yes, bitch. there's the King of Wands at the bottom of the deck. Excuse me. My nose is kind of runny. Okay. Excuse me. So, pile number 2. You're creepy, first of all, because you're optimistic as fuck. It seems like you're a happy-go-lucky motherfucker. And even if you're not, your energy says it. Your energy is optimistic because you always have something figured out. You always have a solution at some point or another. And people think that you may get your way because whatever, but truly it's because you put in the work to find the solution to get it done. Like, it's it like, hello, you're participating in your race. Like, you're participating in the game of life, and people ain't winning because they ain't participating. Hello, like, you can't win if you don't participate. Just like you can't lose if you don't participate. You can't lose at somebody else's game. Like, please don't get it fucked up. Like, play the game of life, but don't get played by other people because they are not in your contract. And even if they are, bruh, like, everybody does what they need to do, right? And everybody stays in their own lane. But anyway, people are probably freaked out also by the way you're so cutthroat. Like, I don't know. I haven't caught myself too much looking at the camera, but I'm like, bro, I'm like, you know, people may be creeped out at your intensity. We did get the death card, you know. You may have a Scorpio placement. You may have a Scorpio South node, may have a Scorpio North node, but I'm getting more South node or moon or a rising in Scorpio as well, or sun. I mean, really, Aquarius sun also is in here. Sun, moon, rising. Excuse me. Gemini, Leo, Taurus, Aquarius again, I believe, or Pisces. Is Hangman Pisces? I can't remember. But anyway, let me see what else. People can get creeped out at, again, how stingy you are with your energy, with your resources, but they also freak out at how blessed you are by universe. So you see how she's like receiving from the angels up above, and like there's also one down here. I feel like they get creeped out at, like, wow, pile number 2 gets what they need, gets what they want, and they have leftover. And again, with the solution oriented type of mentality, attitude, it seems like your home people get creeped out at how often you're able to refresh the energy of your home, is what I'm feeling. And by that could be like You may, keep your yard tidy. You may keep your plants alive and well. You may keep your house clean. You may, again, be a good housekeeper. And I'm getting that most importantly, this isn't just like the fact that you do this like stuff, it's also how you do it, because you seem to know what everybody in the household needs, and so everyone in the household is taken care of almost single-handedly. Of course, we have help and things like that, but like, it's a very meticulous like formula to creating a happy home, and people get creeped out because you know how to do that. People also get creeped out at how fast you may get over things or how fast you may resolve things, because we go from the Four of Swords to the Queen of Swords. So we go from like rest, not stagnation, but just pause, to like clear decision, made decision, and like done. Like I just hear like, what's the mallet in court, like tung, like. And you may have won some kind of court case overnight. Congratulations. The Two of Swords and the Knight of Cups in reverse. I feel like people get creeped out that you see through people's half-ass offers, whether this be romantic or specifically romantic and like platonic, but like close friendship. You know how when sometimes people meet you or you meet people, it's happened to me, and in both ways, to where you meet someone and you're like, fuck, I feel like I could be best friends with them, and you just become obsessed with their energy and almost attached, and it's like it becomes like entitled. People get creeped out that doesn't happen to you. They also get creeped out that like they do try to like play a game on you, and it's not, it doesn't work, it doesn't pull through, it fails. So I mean, your mental boundaries and who you speak to, or how, or even how they speak to you, because you may what's the word, revoke entry or access entry. You may revoke access excuse me, to people who come in with a crappy approach, like come correct or don't come at all. And people really freak out because they're like, what, for real? Aw. Yeah, people creep out at how committed to yourself you are, whether or not you're in a relationship. I feel like you're the one, or you're the type to um buy yourself, like, it's quality over quantity with you. You enjoy the finer things in life. You may not be bougie, but like I said, it's quality over quantity with you. So you may not have a lot, but what you have is like real quality, you know? It's high quality. And I feel like people also freak out at like, you don't really need anybody to be happy. You just, it seems like you need to be in good graces with the earth and with spirit, and you're good. And you seem like honestly truly fulfilled. Like like I said, whether or not you have a man, and whether or not like this may be true, like this is what people see. People see that you don't need somebody, that you are all good by yourself. Like, we got the strength and the lovers under. And like yeah, although the lovers is the lovers card, and you know, but I feel like you've established a great relationship with all of your facets, whether you consider yourself to have like a light and dark, or like more than two, or you know, you've allowed yourself to be your own best friend first, and people get kind of, yeah, like taken back, like ew, almost like ew, like what do you mean you have a healthy relationship with yourself? Like, that's kind of, it's kind of creepy and it's freaky, because like damn, like it's like people can't help but take it personally that you don't fuck with them, or that you don't give them as much time as they would like, or attention. But like yeah, I also feel like people may think that you have maybe like dark secrets, or just, you know, aspects of you that are not really friendly, or even like people would frown upon them, if that makes sense. But yeah, going back to these other cards, the Ten of Swords, the Five of Swords, the Ace of, that's so cute, the Ace of Cups, the Judgment card, the King of Pentacles, which by the way is aligning with the Queen of Pentacles. And yeah, see, the Death card is between the Strength card and the Lovers, and then the Magician at the end to kind of cap these two rows. So people really freak out that you are truly like your own best teammate, and that all parts of you seem to be on your same team, you know, because sometimes we may think that we are what's the word, like behaving in a way where we love ourselves completely, but there are parts that we you know, don't look at or don't consider, and that neglect is, you know, a lack of love, because all of our parts need attention. You know, for example, a common one is our emotional body. We can think that emotional intelligence is the ability to not be emotional, or you know, be avoidant, but in actuality that's what it is. It's being avoidant. And so it's like, well, you're not really dealing with the emotion, it's just building. And but anyway, I my voice is getting real weird. people creep out. People freak out at your optimism, at your ability to, you know, I feel like do the best you can and then surrender all that to God. You know, it's kind of like, and whether or not you believe in God, you know, but there seems to be an energy, a something that you respect, and that you trust because you follow it so wholeheartedly. And again, you're not afraid to say, oops, I was wrong and I don't think this is working anymore. Or maybe you weren't even wrong, you know, it was right for the time being, but you are very capable of rebirthing and manifesting something completely new with what you have, you know. Like, we go from the death card to the magician, like, and the magician is number one, and it's the first step to, like, you know, you, after your death, you create a plan as to say, okay, well, who is it that I want to be? And I think people freak out at, like, just your ability to admit to others, and most importantly yourself, that you're not perfect the way you are, that there are, you know, changes that need to be made. And this doesn't mean that we're always needing to improve, because I do think that at some time or another we do gain a sense of, like, I don't know, like, enough goodness to where there isn't so much change that is needed, you know. There's, and of course we go through seasons, but yeah, I also feel like you creep people out because you are excuse me, I'm hearing that not only main character of your life but of others as well, and sometimes without even trying, you know. So that's what I have for you, pile number 2. I hope you enjoyed. If you like the vibe, please stay and hit that like button if you did enjoy it. So pile number 3, I do apologize. My voice feels, it seems to me like my voice is getting a wee bit worse as time is going by, and of course I'm using it, so your reading may be a little bit short. So, like, if a situation goes sideways and you find yourself in a place where it's like, okay, I've given it all I got and it's losing, you're good. You're like, okay, like, I lost what I lost and this is it. I'm leaving. I'm out. And it creeps people out because they think that they might be able to hold you with certain things that they might feel are of value to your spirit, to your soul. Excuse me. And yeah, they are also freaked out by how firmly you stand in your truth. And it's not to say that you're stubborn, because I do feel like this butterfly on her shoulder, she does let spirit guide her. But that's the thing, like, it's guided by spirit. It's not guided by humans, not even those that, like, are super near and dear. What's that phrase? Separation season. I don't know if you guys have heard of that term, but if you're interested, look it up. it's essentially where the collective, whether it be at home, at work, at school, society, the collective is doing quote unquote well and can get comfortable in whatever they're living in. So like if it's at school, like let's say benchmarks are over, for example, and like everybody relaxes on, you know, not studying so hard, and they let themselves go out a little bit more, and they let themselves get distracted. And so those are the times where it's really a good time to rev your gears more and separate yourself from the competition, hence separation, the word separation and separation season. And it's to set yourself apart, you know, to kind of like that phrase of do what you have to do, or what is it, you do what people don't want to do so you can do what you do. What is it? You know what I'm talking about? The fuck, hold on, it's getting jumbled in my head now. But you do what you have to do so you can do what you want to do later. And people, we tend to want to do what we want to do now, and we end up paying for it later, you know. Or is it you do what you have to do so you can do what others can't? Some shit like that. I don't know. You get the point. I hope you do. People are creeped out by how you may be like go with the flow in situations where there are I guess the 7 deadly sins, because it's kind of, it's a very general, but what is it, gluttony, envy, and things like that, but more so leaning onto like substances. But it seems like people get creeped out by you say when you've had enough. And you're not really one to be pushed into further than your limit with substances or environments and activities that are a little bit more on the risque side, you know, 21 and over type of thing. I'm getting that people are also creeped out by that you're not afraid of letting people think what they want to think. People get creeped out by the way you don't defend yourself when you hear gossip about you roaming around, if that makes sense. So like if you hear something like, oh, so and so said something about you, you're like, okay, you know, like it's very it's like there's no emotional charge is what I'm feeling. Oh, I'm getting that people are creeped out that you've actually gotten success with therapy. It's a bit unfortunate that not enough of us can experience the great repercussions of rewiring your mental and emotional minds. So yeah, I think people are like, yeah, people stop, like, I don't even know what to say anymore because they just don't understand, and it's kind of creepy how like, how do you, like, how do you walk into that cave and, like, sit with yourself and do the work? Like, it's real gross. Like, you know, that's what it's that it feels like that's what their POV is. It's very, like, they even have like a salary in front of them saying, like, oh, not a salary, but like an incentive, like, if you do this you'll get so and so, and they're still like, first of all, they're kind of hopeless. I'm sorry. People are creeped out because you're hopeful. And you end up being right. It seems that anything you pick is the correct option for you, but people don't realize that when you're moved by spirit, you don't make any wrong moves. The moves are according to your path and your plan. And if you don't have a plan, well, you're on a path. Yeah. People are creeped out that God decides what he has planned for you. Like, you don't decide your plans. And people are like, what? Like, no control? Surrender? Huh? What do you mean? I'm seeing that. What's her name? What do you mean? That meme. What do you mean? What do you mean? She's on Hot Ones, is she not? People are creeped out at the fact that you don't embarrass easily. Especially when you are in the process of bettering yourself. And this may not have always been the case, because I know that I can relate to it now, but I didn't always. It'd be embarrassing for me to try something for the first time. Extremely embarrassing. Like, embarrassing enough to where I just wouldn't try the things that I wanted to. But I do now. And yeah, people are creeped out by, like, I don't even know if you know that you look silly sometimes, but you feel like it works for you to be almost naive to your rookiness, if that makes sense. Because I feel like you feel like even though you might not get something right, or you might do it in an unconventional way, it still comes out for you. Like, you still achieve what you wanted to. Is there anything else, Spirit, that is creepy about my pile number 3? Yeah, see, like, Ross in his Sputnik suit. He was not embarrassed, and, like, he did that. Yeah, I'm telling you, like, there's... And Janice, like, of all people. I love Janice, but everyone was annoyed by her. Yeah, you're not afraid to follow your dreams. Again, Joey with the fucking cowboy with a funky job that he had selling perfume, right? At the mall. Excuse me. Mall. Again, your optimism. The Nine of Swords and the Cup of Wands. How is it that you find so much optimism in your like anxieties? How is it that you sleep at night even though there are so many problems in the world? How are you so yeah, the Lovers and the Magician and the Four of Swords. Oh, rest in peace. Damn. I'll hold you close in my arms. People are creeped out by the fact that they're in love with you after they meet you somehow, whether this be platonic or not. People may think that you have put some type of on them, especially if you've laid it on them. Excuse me. Like if you've slept with people, they think that you did something to like and but honestly, I'm getting that you might want some of these people out because it's maybe or not even want these people out, but again, there's this nonchalantness to this energy of I stay in my lane and don't hate the player, hate the game. And again, like I just feel like you're able to put to rest a traditional necessity for a relationship. You may be non-conventional, so very non-traditional. People may think this or that about you, but you're really not. Perhaps, I mean, who doesn't make assumptions, right? But excuse me, but what I'm getting is that so Six of Swords, Chandler going up the business ladder, I guess. People get creeped out by the fact that like you can break up with them and excuse me, and that's it. People are afraid they can't live without you, or they're afraid, they're creeped out by their strong belief that if you don't remain in their life, their life will not. Oh, that's so depressing. I heard have meaning again, which, y'all, if you're on this green and blue earth, you have a purpose here, please. God does not let, it just, no, if you woke up, baby, if you woke up, you're supposed to be here, please. Is there anything else, Spirit? Because excuse me, it's very dry today. Very dry. Your resilience is creepy to some people. Like I said, excuse me, you may have had dynamics, not necessarily, well, relationship and dynamic is kind of, it's relative, right? But you may have had some dynamics where they have just really put all their load on you, and somehow you still are capable of maintaining form while carrying this and, you know, keeping peace. Here's Rachel carrying baby and 10 of Wands in her bag, you know, going back to work, but with the Queen of Pentacles under, as well as the 9 of Cups under. So I really feel like you know that you are your biggest prize, and people freak out at, like, not that it's all or nothing with you, but you're just very sure of who you want to, or yeah, who you let in. And like I said, this may not necessarily be based off of your opinion or your desire. Of course, we do what we want, you know, but I feel like you consult very much with spirit, spirit, Jesus, whoever, like, really. There's, you know, there is a love that you consult that is bigger than you, bigger than anyone's experience, to really feel out and navigate your life, you know, and because it's really important to consider who and what we give our energy to. It's very important to make sure that we're not overextending ourselves or allowing the wrong vibrations to be lingering too close or for too long or things like that. So anyway, I think your cutoff game is strong, and I applaud you for that, because so is mine. But that's good. It's good because it allows you to, it's almost like deadheading, you know, like your bush will always LOL. Your rose bush will always look really nice if you deadhead it. And it won't get sad and grumpy because it will want to be producing more roses, but you know, it can't if it's not being deadheaded. But anyway, I gotta go. My throat is really acting up. I hope you enjoyed this one. I'll be back to film when I'm better, because all this talking and channeling is not really it right now, and it's really dry, and I'm not loving it. But anyway, toodaloo. I hope you enjoyed. I have more information on what I offer and where you can find me and things like that down below, such as my Instagram and how to tip me, and my other offerings that I have. So anyway, I'll talk to you soon.